Hello world, welcome one, welcome all. It is I, your host, Daniel J. Heiser, Community Manager, Developer, and Public Relations for Europe in Ruins. You may know me better as my screen name, Illegal Carrot. I'm here today with a quick tutorial video just showing you how to save and watch replays that you would like to save or watch from Europe in Ruins. Now, first things first, basically, you're going to need two files anytime you want to save a replay. You're going to need the playback file, and you're going to need the battle file. And you can see these two. I've been doing some shoutcasts, so I actually have a collection of them here. This is what it would look like for a battle. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find both your Company of Heroes playback file as well as your Europe in Ruins battle file. So to do that, you're going to want to go to, for example, go to my PC. You're going to want to go to two different locations. One of them is going to be your Company of Heroes folder on whatever drive you have that installed on. The other one is going to be here in Documents, and this is generally somehow like on your PC, on your username, something like that. But it is, to be clear, not the same thing as your regular Company of Heroes install folder. So you're going to want to go to Documents, My Games, Company of Heroes Relaunch, Playback. So right on in here is going to be any replays that you have saved to your Company of Heroes, as well as this temp file, which is always it's always a replay of the very last game that you have played. So if you want to save a replay and watch it later or share it with friends or what have you, what you're going to want to do is after the game is over on the score screen, you're going to want to hit that save replay button. You're going to want to give it a name and save the replay. To do that, once you've done that, you have here a file that will show up kind of like this. No matter what you name the file, it's always going to show up in this folder as the player numbers and the name of the map and a date. So there's that, and this is going to be your battle file. If you have multiple battle files, you're going to want to look through, make sure you have the right player count, the right map name, and the right date. Make sure you have the correct one for the correct replay, of course. If you did not save a replay after the game, do not fret. So long as you have not played another game of either Europe in Ruins or Company of Heroes, this temp file is always going to be the replay for the last battle that you saved. So even if you forgot to save a replay, you can always just copy this temp thing and kind of do it that way. Both these files work the exact same way. So let's say I want to take this Monte Casino and I want to show this to all my friends. So you're going to want to either cut or copy this, right? I will cut it in this instance since I don't need a copy of it in this folder anymore. And you're going to want to put it someplace easy to access, secure. Your desktop will work just fine. Here we go, right? Now, that is your replay file. You're also going to want your Europe in Ruins battle file. Now, to do that, you're going to want to go to your Company of Heroes install folder. In my case, I happen to have Company of Heroes installed on my E drive, so I'm going to go E Games, Steam, Steam Apps, Common. Here are all your Steam games. You're going to want to go to Company of Heroes Relaunch. Specifically, you want to go to the Europe in Ruins folder, Archives, and you're going to have a bunch of SGA files here. What we're looking for is EuropeInRuinsBattle.sga. You're going to want to copy this file. Then you're going to keep them together. Now, what you can do, what I do to organize my replays is I keep them all together in a folder. And as you can see, I give them the folder name of whatever battle it was in EIR, and you can tell which battle is which just by going to the Intelligence tab and kind of looking at the numbers that are assigned to each game. This is an optional step, but this helps me organize personally for when I want to do Shoutcast's game. For example, if this were game 5508, then 5508, here's the game, here's the files, blah blah blah. Similar to the playback file, the battle file works similarly, where it will always be the last battle you played will be the battle file. If you happen to play a new game, Or even if you just RTL in the launcher, RTL getting ready to launch creates a new battle file. So if you do want to save a replay, make sure you save not only the playback, but you also save the battle file before you play any other games or before you ready to launch for any Europe in Ruin games. So here we go. We have these two things together. If you want to upload them as a single file, what you could do, of course, is you could compress them together, send that file off to a file uploading site, email it to a friend, post it to a forums, put it on Discord, whatever it is you want to do with it. Or you could just do that with these files individually as well. So that about covers that. Now let's say you want to watch a playback, either from a previously saved replay that you had, or maybe your friend sends you some files, maybe you're checking out our Discord, you see a replay uploaded up there, you want to watch the game. What do? Well, it's a very similar process, but just in reverse. So what you want to do is you want to make sure the battle file is in the correct place. So we're going to go back to the battle file location, and very simply, which one are we looking at? We don't need that open. Okay. Ooh, no, wrong one. So what you're going to want to do here is copy the battle file that has been provided to you and paste it here. Bam. Okay, so now you've got your battle file in the correct place, but you still need your playback file in the same place. Now if it's a temp file, you just copy that temp file, you paste it into the same place you're going to paste it. If you have a specifically named file, then you can also paste that in the same place. So you would copy this. You want to go to Documents, My Games, Company of Heroes, Relaunch, Playback. Now if it's temp, you're going to replace whatever the temp file is in here. Temp is always just the last game that you played, so you're kind of just replacing that last played game file if you put the temp in here. If you have a specifically named file, for example, like this, then you can also paste that in there, and this will actually be viewable and will maintain its place within your playback section. And let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say you have both these files in place and you want to watch the replay. Now there's one last step to that you need to be able to get into the actual Europe in Ruins version of Company of Heroes. And that is the version that launches whenever you ready it for a game and hit this launch button. Normally the only way to launch that is actually to ready up in a game and hit the launch button. That's kind of inconvenient though. There are some times that you would like to get into the Europe in Ruins client, and you know, primarily if there's some sort of bug and then it fails to launch on its own. Let's say your launcher closes but Europe in Ruins fails to launch. It's always good to have kind of a backup way to get into the EIR client. Also, if you want to view playbacks, the only way to get into the client easily enough is with a shortcut like this. And finally, there are actually some Europe in Ruins exclusive options that you can tinker around with. But in order to do that, you need to do that into the Europe in Ruins client. So how are we going to do that? Very simply, we are going to go to our Company of Heroes relaunch folder. We are going to find Relic Co. And we're going to want to make a copy of this. So we're going to want to send that to desktop. Very simply. Okay, here's the one I already pre-made, but here's the one that just got sent to the desktop. So what you're going to want to do is, first of all, rename it to, you know, I have mine EIR client. Whatever, just so you know that it's Europe in Ruins and separate from regular Company of Heroes. Oh, now I messed up. I didn't mean to click that. So what you're actually going to want to do before you launch it is go into Properties here. And this is going to show you the target, which is basically, it's showing you that it's going to launch relicco.exe from your Company of Heroes relaunch folder. The only thing you want to do this is type -mod space Europe in Ruins. That's -mod space Europe in Ruins, one word with no spaces. You hit apply. Okay. Now, it might ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Of course, you hit OK. and EuropeInRuins launches like it's supposed to. You know it's EuropeInRuins because it says EuropeInRuins. It's a very distinct client. So if you're looking for a game and people are waiting for you, you can refresh and join the game here. If you're looking for a playback, which is specifically what we're talking about here, that will take you to this. Now this last played game, remember I said your temp file is always your last played game. So this is the temp file in the folder. But here's that file. I named it when I saved the replay, Monte 19 February. But the one that said 8P Monte Casino and had a date on it, that's what this file is. If I were to delete that file from that folder, this would go away as well. But if I were to leave that file in there, this would stay forever. So keep that in mind, but also keep in mind that in order to actually watch a battle replay, you need to have both the correct replay selected and you need to have the correct battle file in place in your EuropeInRuins archive folder. You got to have both the replay and the battle file. It won't work without both of them together. So here you go here, and real quick, these are the options I was talking about. This is totally nothing to do with replays, but these are custom skins that replace every doctrine with historical units that actually fought in the war. That's really cool. And the only way to access this is from within the EIR client, and you might not even notice this when you're busy joining up and looking for games, but this is a cool little, totally optional, almost hidden feature that's within here. But you can turn these custom skins on or off. That's pretty cool. So anyways, now you know how to save a replay and send it off to your friends. Now you know how to receive a replay and watch it. Just a quick extension of that in our Discord channel. Highly recommend you check out our Discord channel. Lots of help in here. Great community, great way to find games. But we also have this replay section where you can post your replays. Make sure you post the battle and the battle file. We also have a section here for shoutcasts if you do shoutcasts, and streams if you are a streamer. We also happen to have on our forums a subforum dedicated specifically to broadcasts and replays. Now our forums haven't seen a lot of action since we started Discord. Discord has really taken things over, but that doesn't stop the broadcast and replays forum from being a useful thing some of the times. Maybe you just want to post your replay and preserve your bragging rights of a battle you fought, whatever it is. So here you go. You can post that here and sort of engage with the community that way, or you can check it on Discord. So that's going to just about cover it in as much detail as I possibly could. Hope that all makes sense to you. And hey, if you have a really good game and you would like to send in a replay, get a hold of me on the Discord server or some other way. Once again, I am Illegal Carrot, the community manager. Send me that replay. I'll check it out. And if it's a good one, I'll even give it a shoutcast. So thank you very much. Happy playing, and I will see you around.